Now we would like to start the next lecture. Mr. Nobuyuki Muroi was graduated from Tokushima University Faculty of Pharmacy in 1986 and joined Department of Pharmacy at Akko City Hospital, and then 2009 he became the head of the pharmacy department of the hospital. 2018, he became the deputy department head of the Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. In 2021, he became the department head of pharmaceutical department, Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. Mr. Masaki Hirabatake was graduated from Tokyo University of Pharmaceutical Sciences in 1994. 1996, he graduated the graduate school from the same college and joined Kawakita Sogo Hospital Pharmaceutical Department. In 1999, he joined Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. 2021, he has been serving as a deputy pharmaceutical department's head of the Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. Today's title is Work Style Reform Using ICT at Kobe City Medical Center Hospital Pharmaceutical Department. Cloud service of RubyWorld to be utilized for the automatic calculation of the worksheet. Mr. Muroi, Mr. Hirabatake, could you please go ahead? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Muroi, Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. It is my great pleasure to have the opportunity to speak at the RubyWorld conference. I think this is the first opportunity for hospital pharmacists to make a presentation. And we did not study programming language, but we are fully utilizing Ruby. And I think our work have been greatly improved thanks to Ruby, Mr. Matsumoto, and the committee members, and Mori-san, Miura-san of the RubyWorks. I thank you very much. I really appreciate your effort for development of Ruby. I would like to talk about first about the work of hospital pharmacist, how it's changed. That's my part. And the second part will be presented by Hirabatake-san. He will talk about how Ruby is utilized as a tool for work style reform. Well, the work as a pharmacist in the hospital, not only the in-hospital team care, but also we have to join the community joint care for the patients. So our work is shifting from goods, drugs. That's what we have to work on, that collecting and mixing and preparing medicine. And we have to directly explain to the hospital about the effect and side effects, that skills. And then we need to have the team medicine to support the patient. That is the system. The background as follows. Not only in the hospital, but also various things are involved for the patient care. So the comprehensive care is necessary, not only medicine, but nursing and prevention and living. And safe and secure pharmacotherapy should be provided to the patients. So before and after admission should be supported by the pharmacist, and pharmacotherapy between the community and hospital should be well connected. So this is Kobe City Medical Center General Hospital. The number of beds is 768. This is the acute care hospital, and we have 67 pharmacists. And later we are going to talk about pharmacist resident. We have 8 of them. And we do have a lot of strengths in our hospital in all types. So everyone is quite highly motivated to do the patient care. And according to the Newsweek magazine of the United States, and every year, they actually publish 250 best hospitals in the world. And our hospital is selected this year. And COVID pandemic actually have been continuing for 3 years. And our work have been also changed as hospital care have changed. So new medication for COVID should be provided to the patients, and support like pharmacotherapy for the patient should be provided. And when the patient recover and discharged to home or another care facility, then a pharmacotherapy information should be provided. And also in the 5 wave of the COVID, 500 patients could not be admitted. So we had a team of the doctors, the pharmacists, the nurses, and we had home visit to the patient's home. And also vaccination of the patients, vaccination of the people. This is a big project, and we actually were assigned to the vaccination site, various places, to support vaccination effort by the government. So in order for medical professional to be effective in the COVID, there are a lot of stress. And this was a report written by the psychology and mental therapy specialist. Well, at the very beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of anxiety, concern about infection. However, that's less because the control is better. So our people working in the hospital have less concern about infection. However, they are now exhausted and they have a lot of stress, chronic stress. It is because they are not sure to what extent this kind of situation will last. So this is the kind of the sense of stagnation which has led to the anxiety and concern of the healthcare professionals. So we should show the direction to the normalization of our work style. So we should be an organization to survive post-COVID era. Important thing is sharing information and transparency. Change in medicine should be shared, and the work should be visualized. And we should have a different perspective from the conventional medicine, that is digitalization. And also we have to come up with a system on the presumption that something unexpected will happen. And we should, I think we could actually show the capability to cope with something unexpected. Talking about the work of pharmacists, you may think this is the work of the preparation and dispensing the medicine. In actuality, what we do is before admission of the patient, there was a preparation center before admission that where pharmacists work, and also pharmacists work in the hospital wards, and even in OR there are pharmacists, and hospital wards there are pharmacists, so that each one of the patients can be taken care of for the adverse effects or that compliance. Then information is seamlessly accumulated until the patient dismissed. And also at the regional medical liaison center office have the pharmacists, and they have a relationship with the pharmacies in the town. And we have 3 pillars. So that is to promote work style reform. The work should be visualized and should be more efficient. So digitalization of work is very important. And also important thing is the human resource management. Human resource management is also important. We have to develop people. So let me explain. This is admission preparation center. So booking for the test or explanation of the admission, and patient previous education should be checked so that patient can be hospitalized in a safe and secure manner after patient admitted. And in the hospital ward, pharmacists are located so that explain to the hospital about drugs and to avoid side effects and interaction, and this kind of information will be kept providing all the time. When discharge time is set, then pharmacists also involved. So So pharmaceutical care in consideration of the patient family and patient environment is necessary. So this is a multi-team effort on what kind of life patient living and how can they take medication. And this should be examined and issues should be shared so that the patient can go back to home and community without problem. And education training, very important. Unlike doctors, pharmacists after graduating 6-year college education can work at the hospital and other places. That is not the case with the doctor. Doctors have to go through some training even after graduation. However, in case of our hospital, we consider pharmacists also have to learn after getting a license. So in our hospital, if after getting the license, according to our own curriculum, pharmacists have to learn and go through on-the-job training, and then can be located in academia and hospital or pharmacy. So on-the-job training or new higher education, resident education is a substantial one, and we are working hard for the human resource development. We also work for the alignment of the university. Kobe Gakuin University is located near our hospital, so we do have the kind of the agreement about training and research. So this is a new alignment with academia. This is clinical research, and clinical research is going on so that any question will be solved. For example, this is remdesivir. This is well-known drug for COVID-19. So this was developed as a drug against Ebola, and it is considered to be good for COVID. So as an emergency, it can be used. But data among the Japanese patients is very rare. So we got the informed consent from the hospital, and we actually analyzed the drug concentration of remdesivir in patients. There are two metabolites was found, the unchanged body and then metabolites. There are two types of drugs form remaining, and we have the mother population analysis of this metabolite and drug, and we could actually show the appropriate dose of the patient. Then this is how we made a paper to share the information to all over the world. So I think you are engaged in the creative activity, and just like you, we are also want to be engaged in the creative work, like solving the problem and sharing that to the world. So this is the kind of the image of how we prescribe and prepare the drug. I think you probably consider we just prepare and dispense the medicine based on the prescriptions prepared by the doctor and hand the drug to the patient. Many people consider that we are doing that. However, our work is to make sure that the patient can get medications safely. So before doctor prescribe, we have to provide information, and after dispensing, we have to provide some information and training to the patient. And after patient take medication, any interaction or some pharmacodynamics check, and then information obtained can be also fed back to the patient, doctors, and also we can provide better information based on that to the patient. So that's what we call fostering drugs. So we provide information for fostering drugs. So I just wanted to share with you how the work at the pharmacist is changing. Now I would like to ask Hirabatake-san to talk about how we are working with the shift based on Ruby system. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am Hirabatake, Kobe City Medical Center Hospital. I'm very happy to be here. I would like to talk about the specific work of our pharmacists working in our hospital. This slide shows their daily work shift. This is a magnet board displayed. So before admission to the hospital or operation or discharge, when we think about the flow, then pharmacists also work at admission preparation center or hospital ward and operation rooms. So at the admission preparation center, the patient medication before admission are checked, whether some medication should be discontinued or not. That's checked and explained to the patient. After admission, the pharmacist in charge of the ward support pharmacotherapy. In case of operation, then narcotics is controlled by the pharmacist who is in charge of the operation room. When discharge day is set, then pharmacists at the regional medical liaison office can help patient and their family. And even after discharge, if patient requires help or some care after care, then pre-discharge meeting involving the nurse and the care manager, social worker, visiting nurse, and pharmacists read up pre-admission medication or after discharge medication or allergy history. Such lists are prepared by pharmacists to make drug information sheet. And then this information is handed to the patient or their medical facility which take care of the patient after that. You may have the impression of the dispensing preparation drug when you hear the word of pharmacist. We have drug station by robot. You can say that the robot who's prepare drugs. So the non-pharmacists can actually operate the robots.
And pharmacists are also placed in injection room and drug preparation room and also in TDM room for injection preparation. We use robot and it is operated by an operator, human operator. And for TDM, which stands for therapeutic drug monitoring of blood concentration in blood, for instance, an antibiotic called vancomycin, requires dose adjustment because it has a side effect of a renal function impairment. So the blood contents concentration of the drug is measured and analyzed to arrive at the optimum dose level and the dosing interval, and they are presented as proposal to the physician in charge. And also the outpatient chemotherapy center, this is where a chemotherapy is given to the patients, and we also have a pharmacist in charge preparing anti-cancer drug and also checking the dose level and the dosing schedule of the anti-cancer drug, and also the preparation of a concomitant agents are checked by the pharmacist, and the drug is explained to the patients. And also we use a robot for anti-cancer drug preparation. I will show you a video clip later for you to see how robot is used. And DI, which is the drug information room, and the pharmacist outpatient clinic, and also the management of investigational medicinal product. DI stands for drug information, where such information is managed and controlled. Recently, we have a social problem of supply shortage of a certain class of drugs. When that happens, the pharmacist in charge of drug information captures that information and share the information with the staff within the hospital. And also in consultation with the physician, the pharmacists select alternative drugs and share the information with the staff in the hospital. Now, I'd like to show you how a robot process is used in operation. This is something you saw a minute ago, a robot preparing drugs. Inside the robot, those are the cassettes containing drugs. Once the order for prescribing is given, would you produce the audio commentary? As you can see, there are cassettes with drugs inside, and the robot takes out one cassette, and this is to take out the drugs from the cassette delivered by a robot. And those drugs are taken out and prepared by the drug. And this is the monitor showing the contents of prescription, making sure that the right number of tablets are used. This camera and also this is the balance to weigh the amount of a drug and the number of tablets. This shows how much time was saved and how much improvement was made in terms of safety before and after the robot introduction. This is number of errors detected at the pharmacy audit, and within the ward, 80% and 90% reduction in the number of errors and incidents. And this is the time required for dispensing. This is done by pharmacists, 60 minutes, and the pharmacist's time, and this is the assistant's time spent, and this is the time spent by robot. And in total, this is 61 seconds. So before and after the robot introduction, the time spent was more or less the same. And so safety was improved while keeping the same amount of time required for preparation. This is a robot for preparing anti-cancer agents. This is an operator who is not a pharmacist. Such a person is operating the robot. The necessary drugs and syringe are prepared. And this monitor and audio guidance are given to the operator to set the necessary syringe and drugs in the right position in the tray. And once they are set, they are sent over to the robot, and this is how robot is handling the equipment. There are two arms preparing the anti-cancer drug. This action of the robot is modeled after the actual actions taken by a human pharmacist when they mix and prepare a anti-cancer drug. So the liquid drug is now transferred to a bag, infusion bag. About 40% of the anti-cancer drug preparation is now done by a robot like this. And we also use RPA, robotic process automation. For instance, if the patient already had a hepatitis B, and when they are put on a certain anti-cancer agent, sometimes hepatitis B flares as a result of the side effect of the drug, and they have to go through a certain inspections and tests to see if there is any flare or not. And RPA is used to extract and identify patients who haven't gone through such a necessary exam and tests. And this is the result of time study spent in pharmacies, 5 days, weekdays. In the left, this is for a human pharmacist. On the right is a non-pharmacist staff member. In the 5-day period, what kind of hours are spent on what kind of jobs and tasks. For pharmacists, 71 pharmacists over a 5-day period worked a total of 2,500 hours, and 19 non-pharmacists worked for about 600 hours. In total, 3,000 hours over 5 days. And non-pharmacists accounted for about 20% of total time spent in the pharmacist department. And in this way, gradually there has been the shift of works from pharmacists to non-pharmacists. Pharmacists, however, have a variety of tasks they have to go through. This is the shift work schedule, and on the right is the staff allocation for each day. And preparation of such a shift work is a very important work of pharmacists, and it takes a lot of time for them to prepare such a table, and there is an extra burden they have to bear. So we decided to automate this process of making a shift work schedule, and we asked the software vendor to prepare a program. And Ms. Miura of WinWorks, the software vendor, is going to explain how they developed the software program to automate the preparation of the shift work schedule. I am Miura, a consultant at WinWorks. We support clients from system introduction to operation. Our office is located in Tokyo, away from Kobe City, but we organized a virtual project team with the pharmacy departments of the hospital for online collaboration. Since our system, WinWorks One, is a cloud-based system, it can be used anywhere if one has a browser, and was most suitable for the online collaboration we had with the hospital. System on the cloud consists of a web system made in Ruby on Rails, and also computation server made with JRuby. Because the computation library of the mathematical model was written in Java. These two components collaborate with each other through message one and a database. When the computation load goes up, computation server automatically scales out. The pharmacy department with 80 people needs a big work shift schedule, and the contents are very complicated. So 3 months before, we need to begin to prepare. First, a day shift and night shift and substitute off days are calculated, and then we disclose this information and result of the computation to the staff, and the staff member apply for a paid leave not to overlap between them. And this is the day shift and night shift substitute day of calculation table. On the vertical axis, we have the number of people, and on the vertical axis, days. And the people who do the same kind of work form one group. And there are many groups of this kind, and within the same group, no two persons take a day off at one time. And on the horizontal axis, we try to have a substitute day off during the same week of the day shift or night shift. This is all just one day. We secured enough number of staff required for each task. So we need to make sure that we meet conditions vertically and horizontally. But this is very difficult, and each condition is defined as a rule to meet all the requirements. And also, in order to have enough staff, and also to have the enough substitute days off, we try to make sure that the workload is equalized. The important condition we have to make is to equalize the work burden among the staff throughout the year, and that has been the biggest challenge we had to overcome. Day work and night work and pharmacy department, there are certain work allocations which have to meet, and we have to make that type of burden differs, whether that is before a weekend or after the weekend, and there are 34 items we have to consider, and the whole calculation was left with Excel, but we then try to make the calculation so that the numbers of various tasks are equalized throughout the staff. And also there are so many other conditions from the hospital, the staff attributes and the kind of people who shouldn't take a day off on the same day, and also the schedule of certain members who have to attend a committee activities. And we prepared Excel so that they can adjust or enter the necessary conditions, and they were imported into WinWorks 1 cloud for computation. Thank you very much, Ms. Miura. This is the paper shift work schedule and daily staff allocation, and before automation of the preparation of such a schedule. And after the automation, we were able to present a schedule on such a display, and such an updated schedule is delivered every Monday. As a result of such automatic preparation of the shift work schedule, we were able to reduce the hours spent on the same purpose by about 50%. And also the accuracy has improved, and also we were able to release our staff from doing such a manual preparation. This is the summary of how we have been able to change for the better the work style of the pharmacists in a hospital. With the introduction of such in automation, we have been able to use more digital processes for work and for staff management. And we were also able to increase the accuracy. And we have been able to have such benefits because of Ruby. We would like to take this opportunity to thank Ruby and all the people concerned for the development of Ruby. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. We would like to entertain some questions from the floor. If you have any questions, could you please raise your hand? Please. Please use the microphone. I am Sampo from Ibero Marsans. So what was the reason or trigger that Ruby was to be used for this project? Thank you very much for your question. This kind of work shift automatic formulation is actually challenged by many hospitals, pharmaceutical department, and everyone struggling. And we were thinking about automatic formulation of this kind of shift. However, there are no companies who could do that. So I searched internet and I found WinWorks, and we knew that WinWorks fully utilized the Ruby, and that's how we met Ruby. Thank you. Do you have any other questions?
No further questions? Well then, we'd like to thank the speakers. If you have further questions, please approach them on an individual basis. So the use of Ruby in pharmaceutical department and pharmacies work is very special and something we do not know usually, but this has given us a chance to understand what they are doing. Please give them a big hand of applause. Thank you. Next, the presentation is from Mr. Komagata, and we are going to take 5-minute break before we move on. The next presentation begins at 20 minutes past 2. Thank you.